Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to some more VGC. So today, as I mentioned in the last episode, we're going to be trying out a new team basically every episode until the end of this season. So today we're trying out a Calyrex Ice team, which basically is like kind of like Trick Room, but you got like an Assault Vest Kartana as well as an Urshifu if the Trick Room doesn't really work out. We're versing an opponent using a really interesting team. So there's a Crocodile. I don't know. A Mr. Rhyme. I was just so confused. Like, there's a Mr. Rhyme there, there's all sorts of stuff going on. There's a Galarian Wheezing, along with a Rotom Heat, a Zacian, and a Dragapult. I mean, Calyrex looks really good here. Outside of the Rotom, and the Zacian, obviously. But I think we have a ground move, right? Yeah, we have high horsepower. Okay. So we could just lead Dusclops. I think they lead the Dragapult. Plus something, I just don't know what. They don't have Intimidate. I do think the Zacian leads though. Kartana's really good here. Outside of Rotom again, so I think we bring Feeny. Okay. So, I've never used Calyrex Ice, obviously, that's why we're featuring it, and this is obviously like a very like Trick Room-ish kind of team, but with the option to not Trick Room, so you can sort of focus on Kartana if you really want to, and have the Calyrex in the back, sort of like how you play Shadow. There's Rotom and Wheezing, so we'll see if it's neutralizing Gas, because that would get rid of their Levitate. It is neutralizing Gas, interesting. So, I guess they probably got Will-O-Wisp, right? Like, that's why they went for what they went for. Or Taunt, actually. They probably have Taunt. So if we want to assume that they have Taunt, what do we do? Do I have a better play than just attempting to Trick Room? I don't have a... Damn. I was hoping I had Nasty Plot. Oh, well, that's okay. Yeah, so there's Taunt. So the other option was switching straight out into Feeny, but I was worried about... Oh, they have Plot. Ah, it's bad. Okay, that's really bad. I should have hard switched into Feeny. That's a 2-hit KO, so that's really good. And their Rotom probably can't touch mine. How badly do we need Trick Room up in this game? We don't have Trick Room on this, we have Ally Switch instead. Don't know why I'd have Ally Switch on this thing, but that's okay. How fast is the Feeny? 105. Boy. Oh, right. I don't think I got that in time. Okay. We're Pressure, not the other one. Okay, Rhyme comes in. Maxing the Rotom, that makes sense. I think the Shadow Sneak should go through. Which, it won't do a lot of damage, but it'll at least break a potential Focus Sash. But this Rotom I'm going to very much struggle with. Because, yeah. Definitely should have played this bit better. Okay, apparently we protect. And we Shadow Sneak the Rotom. Okay. I mean, I guess that kind of works out, right? Set up the Sun, which is also bad. I mean, my play was going to be to Pain Split the Rotom, so I guess that kind of works out in my favor. And I can't obviously Pain Split because I'm still taunted. So I'm going to Shadow Sneak and... Okay, they definitely brought Zacian, right? Yes. They definitely brought Zacian. Max my Rotom. Go for Flare on their Rhyme. Oh boy. This is rough, man. Helping Hand. I'm assuming you're going to go for the Dusclops. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about Shadow Ball over... Yeah, okay, so we go down. It's 2 turns of max we've stalled out, which is nice. Okay, we get rid of the Rhyme, that's nice. Okay. But now we're going to try and deal with this Rotom. Now we know that Zacian's in the back for sure, which I think they can pretty freely bring in, but it's really up to them if they want to potentially deal with a Max Flare. No, okay, so it's going to be Weezing. Yeah. It's kind of what I assumed would be in the back. So the real question is, can Feeny live a Max Lightning from Rotom? And we have to hope that we're faster than it, which I doubt we are. Let's have a look. How fast was ours? We are minus speed. So, okay. I think we go for Max Geyser. We have to start trying to get Chip onto this thing. And go for another Overheat onto the Weezing. And we hope we live a Max Lightning. That's basically the idea. Because if we live the Max Lightning... Actually, we should have Max Guarded. That would have been a better play. Because that way it stalls out their loss on a Max. But we're in a lot of trouble now because this Zacian is just going to be such a pain to deal with. So I definitely should have Max Guarded. That Sludge Bomb alone does so much damage, man. Yeah, dude, a Max Guard would have been so good here. And we just die. Yeah. Very unfortunate. Because I'm almost certain that a Behemoth Blade will KO the Zacian, KO the Calyrex. Alright, so game 1 we just didn't play this one very well. A few different things we could have done better. But that Feeny one's definitely like the biggest misplay of all. Okay, so the next one we do, I guess this turn, is protect Calyrex. And just go for Overheat on the Zacian. But I think if you're my opponent, you actually go for Substitute Overheat. Assuming you have the sub. It's sort of weird that Calyrex's as-1 goes off before Zacian. Anyway. The other option we have is... oh, we don't have Protect, obviously, so we'd have to Ally Switch. Okay, we're like -4, so I really doubt this is killing, but I guess we'll find out. Maybe we can crit. It's like our only win con here is to crit. And they protect. And it's good protect on their end though. But like I really can't touch their Rotom now. But their Rotom does go back to neutral. But that just raw KOs my Rotom apparently. Jesus Christ, man. Alright, well that's the whole game. That's fine. Bit unfortunate, but a few misplays on my end. The joys of using a team once, I guess, not really playing it properly. just got to think of a better option for taunt. I guess what we could have done is, if we'd led the Calyrex plus the Dusclops, we could have ally switched and Trick Roomed. But then we're up against, what, Wheezing plus a Rotom Heat still. They can just switch out the Wheezing. Yeah, I don't know, would have been interesting. Either way, no, don't need to pause. Okay, very good. Alright, see who our next opponent is. Okay, so it's Pure Rain, which is really interesting. Sorry about that. How does my opponent deal with Trick Room outside of having Fake Out potentially on Incin or... Man, this is the whole does Whimsicott have taunt thing. And I don't have Fake Out. This would be a really good time to have Fake Out. If you're my opponent, you definitely bring the Incin. Feeny in general is just good here. If you're my opponent, you lead the Kyogre plus the Whimsicott. You can Taunt and Water Spout turn 1. And there's sweet FA I can do about it. Alright. It's really interesting, like, it's very often that I use Pokemon that I know I struggle against personally, but I also struggle to use that Pokemon. And Dusclops is one of those, where I just, for the life of me, it seems like I run into people that know exactly how to counter it, and then, so I can't use it. Incineroar or Lecky? But I'm just gonna Trick Room. Mind you, I led the Kartana, so... I guess, what does this cover me for? Are they taunt on the Incin? They might be, actually. It's super depressing if they're taunt on the Incin. I guess we'll just go into Feeny. It'd be nice if Misty Terrain blocked things like taunt, but obviously not. The other thing they could do actually here is max the Lecky and just go for Darkest Lariat, so you max Lightning and you Lariat the Dusclops. Which again, I don't have a good option for. In fact, max Lecky is a bit of a problem. Wow. Okay, safe to say I wasn't expecting that. They're so gonna be taunt too. Ah, dude. So far, it's like, I'm trying to use Trick Room, and it's just so many taunts. So many taunts. It's Metagross. That's interesting. I guess they maybe expected me to... what? Do they even bring the Kyogre, or do they just bring in Lecky again? They brought the Ogre, which sets up the range for my Feeny. I mean, we only really have Muddy Water, but like, Muddy Water is not going to do an insignificant amount of damage to this Metagross, even if it maxes. But if you're my opponent now, you max the Metagross, you go for Steel Spike into Feeny, and you Water Spout with the Ogre to pick up a double knockout. Okay, don't activate a weakness policy, obviously. Pain Split the Ogre because it should have more HP than us, so at the very least it'll reduce its HP a bit more. I think that's our best play. The other thing we can do is Pain Split our Tapu Fini to give it back some health, but I feel like we would still die to a max spike. Okay, so I'm gonna max. I'm assuming it's a Metagross. If we hit the Muddy Water, I think I'm pretty happy with our position. The problem is the Steel Spike giving it a defense boost when we have both Kartana and Calyrex in the back. Hey, Kyogre protects, that makes sense. At least we know it's not Specs. And we're not losing Dusclops this turn. Oh, it's actually faster than the Beanie, okay. Well, slower, but you know what I mean. Wait. Did I just miss the... I'm so confused. Oh, whatever. I feel like I missed the Dusclops' attack. So I got very confused as to why the Metagross is moving first. Okay. So Metagross is a problem. I really wish I had Helping Hand too. I'm gonna ally switch Max and go for Quake, I think, into the Kyogre. Okay, what have we seen so far? Incineroar. Yeah, okay. Incineroar plus Alecki. And we don't want to Quake the... there's the Incineroar. What was I going to say? We don't want to Quake the Metagross because it most likely has weakness policy, so ideally we can get some knockouts with the Calyrex. And then set up weakness policy of our own with Shadow Sneak. So we could have Shadow Sneaked ourselves this turn, but I really didn't feel like taking a Steel Spike on top of that. And I don't think Max Quake, even at plus... Well, we were at +1, it's definitely not KOing a Metagross at +1 defense. So I didn't see value in that. So hopefully we can catch them off guard with this ally switch. It'd be pretty hard to read if they went... You know, if they read into it. I want to know why, like, this Metagross is like negative speed. Like, our Calyrex does not have much speed investment. But it's like, yeah, so weird. We gotta Trick Room up, right? Like, I feel like I'm going crazy in this match. That did absolutely nothing. I really want to check that, actually. Because how are we slower than Metagross? We're base 50. Oh, because we're not minus speed. Oh, God. Also, that Quake did absolutely nothing for that Incineroar. My God. We're going to Quake again. And we can Shadow Sneak ourselves, or we can Ally Switch, or we can Pain Split on the Metagross. What value is there in Pain Splitting? Not a huge amount. But we're gonna go for it. Bit of chip is always nice. That we get back pretty much back to full health. And they're ready to the ally switch again. Okay. Also, I just realized, oh, that's why. So the Incin would have gained another defense boost. Okay, we Quake again. This is good for building up for Kyogre. And even if they're buried, they obviously don't get... They're buried because of our As 1 ability. Okay. They Flablets at Dusclops. That's fine with me. Metagross's Dynamax ends. I'm actually genuinely happy just to Quake this slot again, because it's either Regieleki or it's Kyogre that comes in, and Pain Split the Metagross. I definitely think that Alecki is Specs too, by the way. That did a lot to our Feeny. Like, I know it's super effective, but like, goddamn. Yeah, Metagross protects, that's fine. So our Calyrex would go to neutral. We're at +3 Spadef. I think we should still have one more turn of max. But this Kyogre, like, outside of Trick Room is going to be a pain in the butt. But we do have Kartana in the back. And we know it's not a Scarf Ogre because it's protected. We finally get an attack boost. Rain stops. Wait, Trick Room might end then. Yeah, scheisse. Okay. That's bad. It does mean we're faster than this Metagross though. And we don't have Protect. Wow, okay, they've positioned themselves really well here. We're like super dead to a crit. Okay. We know they just protected. They have to spout with the Ogre, like they have to. Shadow Snake's not going to do anything, it'll lower the damage slightly. Or we could Shadow Sneak ourselves to get the attack boost. They Steel Spiked 3 times. I don't like Shadow Sneaking ourselves, considering we're about to cop a spout to the face, but... Okay. The other option, of course, was spouting the Ogre, but I didn't think it made that much of a damage difference. Dusclops lived? Oh, right, of course, because it's +3 speed up as well. So that Metagross just took that really well. Oh no. That's bad. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So now I can bring in Cart. Okay, that worked out really well. Why wouldn't you hit? I guess you're afraid of the... I'm confused. I don't know why you target Clops there. Glacial Lance definitely isn't killing. But we have to go for... So we have to hope that a 95% accurate move hits. Alright, if you're my opponent, what do you do? I think I always just Leaf Blade the Kyogre, right? Or is there a better play? I mean, okay, 95% of the time this turn works out. Like, I knew the Kyogre was protecting, but like, I have to go for this play. I have to hope that I don't just cop a 5% loss. That's seriously unfortunate. That is seriously unfortunate. Like, I'll tell you. Like, we hit that. Calyrex obviously lives. We have Calyrex versus, what? Kyogre. Calyrex and Kartana versus Kyogre and Alecki. Alecki can't do anything to the... Yeah, man. Come on, dude. I even said, like... What was the other play there? It's double target the Metagross. Man, we had that one. That was the whole game and we had that one. Damn, dude. Sometimes it just be like that. Okay. I mean, so we know that Specs Alecki this is the thing. So it specs a Lecky. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like in the end, Calyrex just cleans that up, but it's hard to tell because the Kyogre would have been faster. It really depends if a Lecky can one-shot the Kartana, which I guess we can check while we wait for another battle. But hey man, that's Pokemon, right? Like, sometimes you just lose to a 5% hit. Kartana, Reggie, Lecky. Go Thunder. Okay. Choice specs. And then change this to Modest. Modest specs Thunder doesn't KO our Kartana. So we win that game. Oh well. It happens. Alright, another Kyogre. Whimsicott. Okay, there's no... What am I trying to say here? No, something. So Urshifu doesn't have any value here. Feeny definitely does. In fact, I don't want to lead the Feeny instead of the Kartana this time. Bring the Calyrex. Rotom has Shadow Ball for the Metagross. And it helps out with the Moltres. But gets blown away by the Dracovish and the Kyogre. In fact, I think they lead the Dracovish. Because a Vicious Rend into Water Spout probably KOs the Clops. Alright. Hope I did that right. So I wanted to change to the Kartana because I don't want them just leading Kyogre Dracovish and basically instantly winning, so... Because a lot of Dracovishes will be Choice Scarfed. But we'll see. See what they go for. There it is! Because yeah, you can just so easily click Water Spout plus Vicious Rend into the Dusclops. Something I want to check then, actually. Dracovish. Vicious Rend in Rain does so much to my Kartana. Max Leaf Blade doesn't KO. Alright, well, I'm gonna Trick Room and hope they're not Scarf Kyogre and Choice Band Fish. I don't really have much option if they are. Yeah, the Kyogre switching there is super obvious. Which is why I didn't want to commit a max. I hope Clops lives this, by the way. Okay, good. Yo, that's good damage in that Metagross. It's a Leaf Blade crit, so I'm not too like, oh man, I'm so lucky. Like, it's a high crit clear ratio, dude. Alright, Pain Split the fish and Leaf Blade the fish. No need to switch out here. Again, it's good damage on the Metagross. Almost certainly weakness policy, I would think. Or it's AV, but I would think weakness policy. Metagross switches to Whimsicott. Okay, it might be Trick Room Whimsicott. Okay. Cool. Gets rid of one Pokemon. A Beast Boost. Okay, I think this turn, depending on what comes in, so it's Ogre. We could max Kartana here. So we're +1. And we know they have Metagross in the back. The fact that they didn't bring in Metagross is very interesting. Like, it's really interesting. Okay, I'm actually gonna pain split the Whimsicott and max Overgrow the Ogre. Because I think what they could do in this instance is max their... Okay, they're not maxing Ogre. And just remember, we are AV Kartana. So what they might do is either protect the Kyogre. I don't know, I think we put them in a really awkward spot. Because, like, what do you do? Sorry if I'm... I can't tell if I'm yelling because I have noise-cancelling earphones. Okay, that's fine. And the music is really loud, so apologies if it sounds like I'm yelling. I don't... Yeah. Okay, that did a lot to the Kartana. Okay, so we had to max it to survive. They were taught Whimsicott, so they could have just led Whimsicott and stopped Trick Room going up entirely. And because we set up the grassy terrain, there was no value in Shadow Sneaking Whimsicott to break a sash, because we'll just heal it back anyway. We're +2. Okay, Glacial Lance isn't going to do a lot to this Metagross. But I think we do bring in the Calyrex while we still have Trick Room turns up. Alright, I want to check something, so let's go Metagross. Let's go Max. Let's put ourselves at +2 attack. And we have... I think it's Night Slash or something. Okay, that looks like it's a guaranteed KO. So... Assuming the Metagross can't OHKO us. Assuming. Let's go for this. I like Glacial Lancing here. It puts the Whimsicott down to like super low health and would have done enough chip to the Metagross where Max Darkness would have been a guaranteed KO. So, alright. Take the win, which is good because I felt like we actually had pretty solid control over that game. But you can sort of see like how interesting it is to have like a Trick Room setup but then have a fast Pokemon, but it just how much pressure it puts on your opponent. So if their Whimsicott did have Trick Room, it's sort of like, well, I can reset Trick Room, but then this Kartana's going to outspeed everything I have. Which is why it was really important to KO that Dracovish. Alright, so now we have Calyrex-Icerider versus Calyrex-Icerider. So there are some Calyrex-Icerider sets I've seen before that are actually quite speedy. Like they're like max speed Calyrex-Icerider with Tailwind. And it's really interesting because it would be really good here. But you look at my opponent's team, look at Calyrex-Icerider. Like outside of their own Calyrex, we're really strong. Okay. They could just lead Whimsicott Calyrex, click Astral Barrage, and actually, yeah, them doing that looks really strong. Now I think about it. I like Urshifu Dusclop's lead. Again, we're gonna play the Taunt game on Whimsicott, which is a little bit depressing. Alright, bring this, and I think we bring Rotom. Alright. Apparently it's a bit later than I thought. One of my friends is here, but that's okay. They can wait. We'll make short work of this game. We'll set up Trick Room. We'll sweep with the Calyrex. It'll be a good time. Whimsicott, Shadowrunner. Yep. So here's hoping we call this right. They could also max... So here's like this is the whole reason for leading Urshifu. Right? It puts a lot of pressure on their Calyrex straight away. They could, if they could double into the Urshifu, they have to be aware that I probably have Sucker Punch. Like the Sucker Punch is so obvious here, but the question is like, how badly do you want to get rid of this Dusclops? So what could they do? They could taunt the Dusclops and protect Calyrex this turn. Protecting doesn't do anything unless, well, it stops me from Sucker Punching. Alright, let's do this. Okay, it is Taunt. Okay, and Astral Barrage. Because they didn't max. Okay, Draining Kiss. Okay. That's fine. Because we're Focus Sash, not Banded. Okay. Gets rid of one. Well, gets rid of one of their threats, but now there's two others in the back. Can't use Trick Room, obviously. So they were Taunt, but that's not a huge surprise. I'm assuming Thunderous comes in now. The only way that turn would have been better is if they max the Calyrex. Also, if we had Sucker Punch there, we would still be at full health, so... But I felt like Wicked Blow covered all my options. Like, it just covered the... Covered the switch out, covered the protect. Okay. Now we're in a really awkward spot. Let's Sucker Punch Cinderace and go Rotom. That way, when they knock out the Urshifu, we can get Dusclops back in. It's a free taunt for them, but yeah, it is what it is. It's interesting that Sucker Punch beats Sucker Punch, but yeah. Okay. That's sincerely just unfortunate. Okay. We know they have Landorus. We know they have... Okay, bring in the Glastrier. We're definitely not getting Trick Room up this turn, so we're just gonna have to play this, like... strong. The fact that we're -1 is just so crappy. But anyway. Alright. Gonna Quake the Cinder. And Thunderbolt it. It's probably helping hand Max Flare. Yeah. Sorry, my friend's trying to ring me. He's probably seen the vibrations come through on the mic. Just hold my phone off the desk. Max Cinderace. That's normal Cinderace. That's not even G-Max. Okay. I think this is our best play because, like, I don't want to have to spend 2 turns trying to deal with this Whimsicott. Just try and get Trick Room up. I can't see a way to position ourselves to get it done. Just gotta hope that Calyrex is just strong enough to deal with this thing. Okay, so what was Max Flare? Okay, we got that part right. Okay. So far so good. So that's the main reason why you would run normal Cinderace over G-Max, is now you set up the Sun. Okay. Thunderbolt breaks potential sash, but now Max Quake should be a KO. I mean, Max Quake would have killed anyway, but it's a guaranteed knockout. And we crit it anyway, but that seriously didn't matter. We're all +2. We get a Spidef raise, which is huge. Okay. And we get another attack boost. Alright, we're positioned pretty well, I think. Next thing I want to do is max hail, depending on what's in the back. Landorus. Okay, now we're back to +3. +2, I mean, sorry. So we just max hail this Landorus. There's no reason not to, as far as I know. Hailstorm, Landorus, and just Thunderbolt the. I guess we just yeah, we Thunderbolt or Overheat. Winter's Cut. Okay. Helping Hand Rock Slide. I would hope we live. Oh, Calyrex avoids anyway. Hey, Rotom goes down, crits the Rotom. If they crit our Calyrex, we may have died. And they're Life Orb too. Okay, so let's go Calyrex, Ice, Dynamax, Landorus T. Adamant, 252, Life Orb, Helping Hand, Rock Slide is doing about 30%, so we were fine. Okay, let's go to Dusclops. And yeah, we just click Hailstorm. And that should be the whole game. We just Shadow Sneak for the fun of it. You know, just in case this Whimsicott can survive a +3 max ice from the Calyrex-Icerider. Alright, cool. Well, we went 2 losses, 2 wins. I feel like we kind of worked out the team a bit better by the end, which is why, like, realistically, if you're ever going to borrow a team, you should be doing a few test games. Like, just test it thoroughly. Like, and this is like a thing for tournaments. If you want to test out your team, like the adage is like play 100 games with it, just to make sure it's doing exactly what you think it does. It has the good matchups that you think it should have, etc, etc. But anyway, that's gonna do us off for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you next time. Have a good day.